Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Morfidis here with Mending Hearts Counseling. And in today's video, we are going to talk about feelings that arise that resemble anxiety and upset when the particular love interest that you have in your current life is not responding to you. I wanted to actually talk about how we can help ourselves deal with those feelings and what do those feelings actually really mean. Since everything is a compass to something within us, it is always the best way to go to look inwards. So, for example, I have Jane Doe and she comes to me and says, I feel anxious and upset because I haven't heard from Joan Doe today. And we just had an intimate night and I don't know what to do with myself. So the first thing that we can do is change all the nouns and all the pronouns to point to self. So if the sentence goes, I feel anxious and upset because I haven't heard from John Doe, then we're going to write it out as, I feel anxious and upset at myself because I haven't heard from myself. And it's funny because just recently, I felt that I had the same thing. I reached out to my bestie and I was sort of not really complaining, but just voicing that no one had asked me how I am today. I was like, no one cares. No one's asked me how I am today. And then she reminded me, because I said no one has checked in with me. She's like, check in with yourself. And then in that moment, I felt like the trigger in the way that I feel triggers. And then I was like, if somebody tells me one more time to check in with myself, thank you very much. I have been doing this my entire life. All I do is self-responsibility. Like, can't somebody else just check in with me for once? Like, is that so hard to ask for? What am I missing? But anyways, that's my journey in this moment, but I understand how that feels. So going back to this question of, actually not even a question, a statement. I feel anxious and upset with myself because I haven't heard from myself. So how have you not heard from yourself? What parts of yourself are you ignoring? What are you not listening to? Are you not listening to your intuition? Are you not listening to the needs? Remember, like when we don't hear our needs, so when we don't listen to our needs, they show up in ways that make us act outside of our window of tolerance and outside of our character. So you might be spazzing, or you might be angry, or you might dissociate, things like that. Like, are you not listening to something that's happening within you? What are you not checking in with? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you meditating so you can silence your thoughts? What do your thoughts sound like? What are your predominant thoughts? Are you eating okay? Are you in a relationship that's not healthy for you? Are you in constant turmoil in that relationship and always wondering what's happening? Where are you not checking in with yourself? Are there some boundaries that need to be reset that you haven't even had the possibility to explore, but you know that they are being crossed by the way that you feel? So the best way when we have a trigger from somebody else is to turn inwards and do a really big self-reflection and see where that is coming from. Another example might be, I am really upset with my sister because she keeps harassing me every time I see her. You're going to change all the nouns and the pronouns to point to self. And this actually is an example taken from this book over here. It's called Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover by Jeff and Shaleia. That question, the last question that I just said about the sister, is actually taken from here. And then they taught us how to change nouns and pronouns to point to self. And then it would sound like, I am upset at myself because every time I see me, I am upsetting me. So how is it that you're looking at yourself and you're upsetting you? Are you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying negative things? Like, you are so ugly, that you're so fat, look at your wrinkles, look at your gray hair, no one cares for you, no one loves you. Like, how are you harassing yourself? I know that children that have had a negative self-view due to a negative attachment style to their caregivers, they will have thoughts like this because that's what they were taught and that's what they integrated into their system. And that the whole world operates from that perception then, because they integrate that so strongly into their system that they're not good enough or worthy. The whole world, every single situation, person that comes into their life will reflect back to them that exact belief. It is that strong, and it takes just one time someone has to say something to you, and it can have that impact and that integration, and it can have that big of an effect on your life for the rest of your life until you recognize it. So this mirror exercise will help you recognize it and address it, so then that way you can get rid of it. Deepak Chopra always says that you cannot change anything that you're not aware of. And then Masha Linehan, she also says that you can't change anything that you cannot accept. So awareness and acceptance of what is, therefore you're not denying yourself or not pointing inwards, is the best way to get through triggers and feelings of upset, anxiety, anything else that come up for you that takes you out of your window of tolerance or makes you feel a certain type of way. You have the power to look within, become aware of what it is, accept it, and then you can change it. And I feel like the best way to change the thoughts that come with not feeling good enough about yourself, or the example that I said before about being anxious and upset about not checking in with yourself, I think that positive affirmations are a really beautiful way to give yourself what you in that moment, because once you understand what it is that you're not allowing yourself to hear from yourself from that it is that you need, then you can give it that recreative experience. And what I actually really love to use is these Power Thought cards by Louise. So every day, if I feel like I need it, I will come and I will sort of like shuffle them 3 times, and then I will ask my angels and my guides to give me the message that I most need to hear in this particular day. So for example, the one that I really resonated with today is this one. My life works beautifully. And it says, everything in my life works now and furthermore. Because a lot of times I feel like I forget that we're meant to have everything work for us, especially when we're in situations, say for myself for today, that no one checked in with me. Well, I need to check in with me and see if I am okay. And remember that my life works beautifully, and everything in my life works now and forevermore. It is okay if I am the only one checking in with myself. What is not okay is if I am the one upsetting myself, if I am the one harassing myself, if I am the one pointing fingers to myself. That is not okay. I'm going to put links to the Louise Hay cards, the Power Thought cards. It's a 64 card deck, so there's lots of beautiful daily reminders in there. And if you have to repeat the affirmation over and over in your head, do that. It totally works. If you have a choice in what thought to pick, why not pick this thought over, you know, the ones that cause anxiety and or nervousness and upset. And also I'm going to put the book as well in the description box. This is a really, really good book. It doesn't necessarily have to be for twin flames only. I'm not sure if, I know a lot of us resonate with the title Twin Flames in the recent years, because it is the journey that propels us to the most self-growth, and that is what our world and our consciousness as one is needing right now. We need to really come together and break down beliefs and barriers and non-serving systems that have been built within us over like the last hundreds of years. So if you want to change your life with affirmations and then do the mirror work, whether or not you are in a twin flame or a soulmate or a karmic relationship, whatever it might be, this is the best way to set yourself free from holding somebody else accountable for the way that you feel. And with that, I'm gonna stop my video here. As always, I'm sending you my love and my gratitude. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey. And I look forward to my next video and your comments. And if you like the video, please do so. And if you feel called to subscribe, do that as well. This is probably like the least favorite part of me when I talk about the YouTube, but I know that like, this is something that I have to say. Like, I am worth for someone to like my video. I am worth for someone to subscribe, because I do know what I'm talking about, and I feel it to be true and just resonates so much with what I've experienced in life and have seen in others. And I have to constantly remind myself that, yes, this is my purpose, and I'm so grateful for you joining me as I live it out. And yeah, until next time, remember that everything is happening for you, not to you. Always look inwards, and the power is always yours.